Hello everybody, I am Shepples and welcome back to Let's Play Pathologic. Pathologic, sorry. Okay, so we're heading to Isidore Burak. We need to go and speak to him as he's the last person to see Simon alive. Okay, so here's what seems to be going on. Basically, I'm playing Daniel, can't remember his surname. And he is a doctor known as the Bachelor. And we are here because of a man who apparently has been living longer than is humanly possible. But someone has actually murdered him, and Isidore was the last person to see him. So we have to solve the mystery. Along with that, throughout our investigation and throughout this game, we have to try and keep these people alive. Apparently. So fun times to be had by all. And why on earth is the river going, like, you know, flowing blood? Or that's what it looks like anyway. Okay, so we're nearly there. This game is the biggest mindfuck ever. And as I'm finding it so hard to understand the dialogue, but I think that boils down just to the translation, because I think it was a Russian developer that did this. I'm almost certain it was by a Russian developer, so the translation isn't like 100%, but you can still understand. Alright. And also, I seem to have figured out that when this is displayed up in the corners, stuff that you find on the ground and is automatically added to your inventory. Right, we have to go around here. And this is where Isidore is staying. Hello there, gentlemen who look exactly alike. Are you twins by any chance? And you look rather unfriendly. A bloody murder has occurred tonight. Any strangers are not allowed in. Inspecting the crime scene is strictly forbidden until further orders. Who was killed? Well, you're not of the locals, sir. You don't know what a man we lost. Isidore Burak. A great surgeon and benefactor, and all in all a skilled doc. A man of reputation, was beloved by the people. What's going on? That the very best are being, I knew him, I'm a doctor too. The one who killed our best doctor wants us all to die. That's a sure thing. Isidore could cure anything. Could cut, he was a hierophant. Knew the lines, that's for sure. I reckon whoever killed Simon killed Isidore. And this is only the beginning. Why do you think it's the same killer? Well, you can't find too many people that would go against men like them. If there is one, then there is only one. Won't find anyone else like that. I'll share my opinion with you, sir, though. This stuff isn't clear. Don't smell of human doing. It was no human. That's what I think. Explain. He was killed mysteriously. There was a nail in his chest, as big as your arm is from the fingers to the elbow. It broke off. There was a lot of dust on the floor because the deceased had been in the step for a long time. There are traces of hooves in the dust and some sharp stick like a crutch. It's her, Sheb Nakadir, the clay cannibalist. I want to inspect the building. Alexander put us here, the head of the Saburov house. His clan is going through hard times nowadays, but is still powerful in his authority. Because they've been responsible for order and public safety in the town since the ancient times, there's the stem. From here, take that road up there and get to the cape. But I'm not allowed to let you in. You should have started by saying this. I'm sure he's only just around the road. The stem. This is the place where Saburov family have lived since the foundation of the town. Once a powerful clan, it now consists of two people. Alexander, who is deprived of any real power, and his dying wife, Katharina. Katharina? What about you, sir? I wouldn't walk around here if I were you, sir. The times are dark and you never know, but maybe some villain will come for your soul too. We can't defend everyone, you know. I am fulfilling my duty, you fulfill yours. So we have to go to this house here. Okay, so we've got 2 murders. Simon and now Isildur. Great! So we've gone from one lead to being dead to our second lead being dead. Well, this is turning into a lovely town of death! Very bloody quickly. And there just happens to be money lying around everywhere. Hello there, sir.
My hand is firm.
I really needed to know that. So this is what you look like. Yes, you really do look like a messenger of the times of sorrows. Well, welcome to the STEM. Our meeting is quite significant in a way. Meeting changes with eyes open and taking their first blow is my duty. Do you presume we are in danger of experiencing some unfortunate error? Grim events haven't clouded our existence since last summer. The country has cured its wounds after the war. The province has revived its trade relationships. The astrologists didn't speak of anything ill. Do you take their opinion into account? I don't think it's possible to gain any profit from that. Sometimes I have to. Are you an astrologist? I'm a ruler. Astrology can be very interesting, but I cannot allow it to influence my decisions. I have to act accordingly to factual circumstances. Do you share my point of view? Definitely.
No, I cannot stand this long.
Okay. Well, you've come to meet with Simon, have you? What can I do for you now? I've come to meet with Isildur primarily. Yes, that Isildur has been murdered. It seems the killer is always one step ahead of you, isn't he? It is the same killer that murdered Simon, you know. The information on the matter I have at the moment allows for such conclusion to be made. The way the killing is the same and the traces are the same too. There were traces there? Look, I haven't been there myself. The interrogation of the suspects is enough for me. Moreover, we already know who we need to catch. By the way, you can join us. I will describe his features to you. Who is it then? It's hard to believe, but it was my own son. This guy came back here after a long period of absence. His father sent him off to study so that in time he might become a surgeon when he was only a little kid. It is clear now what he has learnt. A roaming scholar has turned into a treacherous villain. Anything for the heritage. Wait, how did you determine that? To be honest, it is hard for me to speak to you about this because you are a stranger. But do you believe in the phenomenon of clairvoyance, Bachelor? Well, kind of. Then you need to get acquainted with my wife. Better yet, meet those who have been able to witness the rightness of her predictions on quite a number of occasions. Especially meet the former skeptics, the rationalists. By the way, she has something of value for you too. You mean your wife directly pointed at Isildur's son? No, not directly, however all the signs concur. I thought I said that it was his son. I said it was my son. Sorry, I'm getting confused. So it's Isildur's son. However, all the signs concur. The circumstances under which Simon was murdered make you think too. Isildur's son arrived here tonight, and the coincidence of time that it took him to get from the horns to Isildur's hut speaks against him too. That's not enough. I'll have to take the investigation into my hands. Who can help me apart from your wife? What of the motive? A guy like that doesn't need one. These students have forgotten all moral and conscience. Furthermore, he's a medic. People are hairless animals to them. Sometimes even a harmful virus that has infected the earth. Cynical bastards. However, forgive me. I didn't want to insult you. Oh, I see. You're very inclined to generalize things. I wouldn't hurry to accuse young Burke. Yes, that is true. I'm fed up with them students as well.
This Horispicus is trying to prove his innocence in vain.
Do you have any weaponry? No, I have just given the last remnants to the patrol guards who have left to investigate the waste of the bone pillar. Rumour has it that the peasants are planning some kind of plot there. Everyone is after the cannibalists. Everyone is panicking. Even if I had any weapons, why would I give them to you? What's going on here? What kind of plot? It sounds like they are planning to lynch a woman there. There is a superstition of cannibalists. Shebnakadir among the people. It can take the form of a woman even though it is made of something unknown. Rubbish. But where are my patrols? Where's the waste? The waste of the bone pillar is a backyard somewhere in the centre of the earth, in between the vein and tanning districts. Earlier there was a massive dump there. The peasants have been arranging their barbaric congregations over there some time ago. Recently they have disassembled the dump and resumed their tradition. It'll be hard to find judging by these features. What kind of dump? The dump was there since the foundation of Apiari. After that they began to build the tanning district and the Zilnik district, and they continued to dump the waste at that place. The people were grumbling at first, but then they got used to it. Not long ago they disassembled it completely without a second. Where did the waste go? I have no idea. It is as if they swallowed it. They couldn't have buried it. That's against the rules for them. They preserved the earth, however, where are my patrols? Should I go there or something? What would you want to see the cannibalists too? It isn't worth it. Most likely all this is stupid rumours, or there was some poor victim of a frenzied crowd. That is the patrol's duty. You can use the gigantic boulder that has stood there from the beginning of time as a reference point to find it. The monument of late Stone Age. I see, thank you. Right, let's go see his wife then. Since she supposedly has something to say. And did this or leave something some valuable heritage? I don't know yet. They are spraying the belongings at the moment, but you know it isn't about money really. These step people relationships and succession have those old meanings. Tribal moral. The eldest in the family inherits much more than money. He inherits knowledge, faith, power. It's quite strange that you should see such motives in a student medic. It is in their blood, however. As soon as we catch that villain, we'll find out his motives. We'll make him talk. How did you find him? To be honest, it is hard for me to speak to you about this because you're a stranger. Do you believe? Okay, yeah. Kind of. Then you need to get equipment. Better yet, meet those who have. Okay, there are very few good analysts in our town. All of them are more or less superstitious. However, I can indicate to you our most rational character, Julia Luricheva. She is the only one that is still skeptical about Katharina's abilities. She definitely has her own point of view on what has happened, as usual. Who is this Julia? She came here with one of the project groups when the town was being rebuilt. She had something to do with logistics and road engineering. Frankly, I don't know. They said she was truly pro in what she did. She's clever, and that is for sure. Afterwards, she stayed here. Didn't leave with all the rest. I respect her, but I don't like her. Okay, I'll speak to your Julia. Okay, so different dialogue obviously gives me different... Okay. Here is where intelligent Julia lives. Perhaps she is my only ally in an attempt to check out all the stories around here by means of algebra and physics. Okay, so we need to go over here. Right, okay. So are we going to find another dead person, yeah? Is it because I wasn't quick enough, or what? Right, I need to cross. So I need to go across the bridge. I'm enjoying this game. It's really weird and unique. So this is Julia's house. Okay. Right. All these books around, I can't even read any of them. A chessboard, huh? You look rather grumpy, I will say that much. Hello.
Hands. Wadded such weakness in hands.
I've forgotten what it's like to contemplate. Something is wrong and I can't put the facts together. I used to get invisible coincidences into a small structure, but now I don't understand anything. Maybe this is a sign of forthcoming death. The air in this steep is heavy. I think that is the reason. It so happens that people become tired. You probably haven't slept for a while, have you? Yes, this is a sign of death. I know. Herba Twin is blossoming, of course, but it blossoms every year and the steep is filled with its deep, tiring, hallucinatory scent every time. I'm not talking about tiredness. What I mean is that I've lost the ability to put things together that are far from each other. Every person has that kind of ability. You don't understand. A person says a word and and a creature is born in the house that will become the reason for his death in the future. This is no new philosophy, but it can be felt better in these steps. Is it steps or steep? I don't know. It seems that you can touch the causes and coincidences with your hands. Have I tired you? Not at all.
I'm afraid this is natural. Simon has been doomed.
Well, it seems everyone that was of any interest to you has been murdered today. In that case, I hope you've come to see me by accident. I want to find Isidore and Simon's killer. Can I count on you to help? Saburov told me you were a good analyst. I'm no better than you, that for sure. I don't have the slightest idea of how to find killers. The only thing I can do is substitute the killer with some supernatural forces. Shebnaki there is a scarecrow for the simpletons. I would work on other versions. What kind of versions? If we take into account the circumstances of his death, they said Simon locked himself up in his room in the evening and died in the inner chamber of his house in the morning. Well, I think Simon was poisoned. I would assume it was one of the Canes, but I know what kind of family that is. Pride, family solitary, worship of the head, the ruler, and a man of wisdom. All these in their belief in the curse of dishonourable deeds would prevent them from doing something like that. They wouldn't stoop to something like that even if they really wanted. Why did you come to such a conclusion? You probably know the words inner chamber means, don't you? You do know what exactly the Canes call the inner chamber, don't you? The term has many meanings. They've always loved ambiguities. What is it then? The inner chamber is no abstraction, it's more maths. No one except for the owner can get in there. That means he brought the killer with him, to be more precise, inside him. Because you can't bring clothes with you either. What? How did you know that? Well, everyone knows that one. The Canes love things like that. They don't miss any opportunity to build and craft them. They play games with space physics and optics with all sorts of anomalies. Anomalies. It's something like a camera obscura. No one could get in there. An interesting conclusion. Wrong, however. Simon was disfigured and bleeding. His bones were broken. Yes, that changes things. So you say that Isidore was the last who Simon saw before his death, but he wasn't the first, for sure. He came back to the steep before dusk. Went to see the Canes after midnight. Where did he spend the few hours in between if he didn't visit his home? That's why I'm trying to trace Isidore's steps. I want to walk the same route. Don't get me wrong, though. Did Isidore visit Sabruf? Yes, he warned him about the coming trouble. Huh. Interesting. I would assume that he saw or found out about something in the steeps that he felt the need to share with the three rulers. Then between Saburov and Kane must be the Olgrimsky family. He most likely went to visit one of them. The fact that Burak was their agent in a sense makes that even more likely. Of course, the Olgrimsky family controls the whole Bull project from the abattoir to the railway. Isidore must have notified Big Vlad if his news had something to do with the order. So go visit the Clot. That's the name of their house. I'd call the owner that too. Thank you, Julia. What would I do without you? So that's our next step. This is the Clot. This residence belongs to the manufacturers Oglimsky. The head of the family is currently the 50-year-old Vladislav, who the people call Heavy Vlad for his cruel character.
I'm afraid there's not too much use left in me now.
Do you have experience in such things, Bachelor? Do you know how to look for killers? It's a very small... Well, in my laboratory I'm hunting the killer of all killers, Death. Looking for killers is the duty of enforcers of law. I'm only prepared to help them in any way I can. By the way, it is impossible that the killer has found his shelter in Anna Angel's house. It is possible that the killer has found shelter in Anna Angel's house. One more interesting female character. I accidentally found out that some terrible man smothered with blood hid in her house today. What is... Ah! The town is small and the wind scatters the news with the leaves and people's emotions with birds' feathers. We know each other so well that we often catch each other's thoughts nearly telepathically. That's my family feature, however. I doubt that the real killer is in there. Where does Anna live? She lives in a house that once belonged to a family of political exiles. They gave refuge to a runaway singer who she said was being pursued by the authorities. In a few years' time, these people mysteriously died. Before death, they made the singer their daughter's guardian. After that, Vera died too, mysteriously. Apparently they all died their natural deaths of some diseases or something, but young Vera was buried in a closed coffin. However, Isidore examined the dead and he wouldn't cover a crime, but it's worth paying a visit. The house is called Verbe. It stands next to the den on the strand of vein in the earth. So Anna it is. Well, I'll get acquainted with her. Okay.
This girl, Devotress, she's not a murderer.
It seems everyone that was of any interest. Okay. Okay, yes, I heard. Some witch said that you were trying to find out the features of the killer while he is trying to find out yours. It is amusing that you are hunting each other. If you want me to say it nice and simple, I think the intrigue is around you and you will stay here for at least a week. What would you do if you were in me? I will tell you this, you better not trust our rulers. They are in a state of some incessant game, a triangle of interests. All who have authority will try to use you to achieve their goals. I am not conceited. Maybe some people of a lower rank would like to use me too. The simpletons will probably be scared of you and won't be too talkative. With your features you might want to try your luck in the second echelon of power. They are very powerful ladies. They know much more than simpletons about the game at the top, but are much less interested in it than the rulers. Who are these women aristocrats? They are aristocrats in the local system of values. Provincial aristocracy is unique in the way that it differs from the rest of means of a secret, not origin. The degree of curiosity they arouse. Some wild history and provocative behaviour. What did you expect in this? This is the wilderness. Tell me their names. Lara, Eve and me and of course Mariah. I don't advise you listen to Katharina. She's dying already. Her mind is totally clouded with morphine. All the rest would probably lie. You don't like it, do you? Not really, I can live with it.
Recently, I remember simple things.
Okay, so that's Lara reveal. According to Julia Lurchev's words, this girl is in the centre of social life in town. Her knowledge might prove useful. Then we've got Verba, the house where the singer that goes by the name of Anna Angel lives. Julia assumes that this is the place where the killer might be hiding. And we've got the clot as well. And then this big fucking polyhedron. Oh man, this is fucking all over the shop, isn't it? Who should I visit first, though? I should have talked to the others more. I didn't realise that I'd be given different locations and hints. I've kind of underestimated the dialogue of this game. Okay, maybe we should go see Lara reveal first, since she seems to be the centre of the social life. But I will do that in the next part. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, and have fun.